Hey guys, so today we are going to be sublimating Santa sacks, a tote, and a tote mini. Come on, let's get to the video. So I heated up my heat press. We are going to start with the tote. These totes are about 15 by 16. I am going to pre-press. I totally forgot that I deleted to record that little part. But anyway, so now I'm going to spray the image with adhesive. And I'm just going to put it on there, trying to make it as even and straight as possible. And then I'm going to get that tape and do that little sublimation hack that I found that works wonders. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a good amount of tape on the back, double-sided, so that it can stick to the parchment paper. So now I do all four corners and one in the middle. And then after this, you're going to put parchment paper on top and do the same thing to the parchment paper. That way, when you lift up the heat press holds onto the parchment paper and the parchment paper holds onto the sublimation paper, and it just comes right off. That way you don't have ghosting, because we all know that black is just horrendous with the ghosting when it comes to sublimation. That for me was definitely one of the reasons why I was like, find somebody else to do it, because I wasted so much product because I was not about to give my customers a ghosting tote or a ghosting anything. So this hack, it definitely works wonders. So while that's pressing, I'm going to prep my other images. And boom, this is done. And you see how they just lifted up? And then our tote is done. And it's so cute. So every time I'm going to take it off, I always try to see if I can use the tape from the actual sublimation image, but it never works out. Now that bottom parchment paper is always safe because nothing gets on it. So that one you can keep, but you always want to make sure that you change parchment paper every time, especially the one that's on the sublimation paper, because it does seep through. It does run through, seep through, child, whatever it does, it does. And then we're going to pre-press, and I just usually pre-press for maybe about 10 to 15 seconds, nothing too long. And I'm going to spray. I only do like a little bit of spray. I don't do like a whole lot, because the more you spray, the more your images stay on the sublimation paper instead of transferring. And so one of these days I'm going to try that hack without the adhesive spray and see how that works. See, this is me trying to save her tape so I don't have to do all that. But child, I'm going to have to do all that with all of them. Except for the one on parchment paper. Those ones peel off really good. But the one on that sublimation paper is a no. So this one saves time. Now for the Santa sacks, I do put a lot of tape because I don't want any accidents. So I'm just going to do what I do. And I think out of the whole thing, this is the most tedious part of it all. But it works wonders. I promise you. And then I'm just going to keep doing this until I am done. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy this little music really quick, and then I'll be back. So even though we are using Teflon sheet, you still need parchment paper, and every time you press, you need to change your parchment paper because I don't know if you can see it, but there's a silhouette from the previous image. Can you see? Let me see where it is. I think I can see it too good, but if you look really close, you can see like the wicket, the W, you know, you can see that right there. And you want to risk the chance of getting on your current sublimation, so change it. And boom, we have our Santa sack that came out really cute. And then we have our tote that came out super cute. And then we have our little mini bag that came out super adorable. So now it is time to stuff our totes. I'm going to do the big one and I'm going to do the mini one. I'm going to stuff those. And I'm going to put this paper in there. Child, I got this paper from Amazon. Whatever paper Amazon puts, this is what I'm stuffing at the bottom. So I'm going to get two, and that's only to fill out the bottom of the tote. So next I'm needing something hard to go on the back. So I'm thinking this poster board is going to work. But then I'm like, maybe not. Maybe I'll get a little scrap foam board because that's going to be a little bit more stable than trying to add this poster board. And I'm going to stuff it in the back so that it can look like this. And so whatever you're putting on there can, like, you know, stick up, stand out, and all of that jazz. I'm going to get double-sided adhesive because we all know you're going to need a lot of this. So I'm going to put two pieces, one in the middle and then one a little bit at the top, just so that it can stick to the back of the bag. It's not going to be permanent or anything because it's going to stay on the board. And then you're also going to want adhesive for whatever items you're going to be putting on the board, on each other, and all of that jazz. So I'm just going to stick that on there, and that's just so it can have like a little bit of firmness to it. So this is what it's supposed to look like. But then I decided that it needs a little bit more stabilization at the top, and this is where I add just a little tiny piece. And after that, I'm just going to pretty much layer them on top of the actual foam board, to make sure that everything goes the way I need it to go, because I still want everything to kind of like stick up, you know. So then I have the little notebook. I created this notebook, by the way, in like 2023. So on my Amazon KDP, I have a little cute little pen. And like I said, everything is going to have double-sided adhesive on there to help it to stick and not move any kind of position, because you don't want it to actually fall off and fall to the bottom of the bag. Now, if I had a little sweater, that would have been ideal, because I would have stuffed the sweater at the bottom and then, you know, had a little tumbler and all that. So my niece's birthday is coming up, so I probably will be doing all of that. And then I'm just going to pretty much, you know, figure out the a good way to place everything so that everything is seen and all of that. Now, we're just going to pretend that some of these things are wicked, because you definitely want to have some things that are like the same when you're doing bags like this. So I needed a wicked socks. Like, no, the notebook is fine. But if I wish I had some wicked socks, I wish I had some wicked candy. I wish I had. The only thing wicked that I had was this bow that I made. And then we're also going to pretend that that little sanitizer thing has the sanitizer in it. And I have a cute little wicked image on the front, because that's what I'm going to end up doing. So, you know, other than that, everything turned out pretty much great. I just like to stay to theme a little bit, so now everything is just about positioning, placing, maneuvering things around so that it could be seen. Whatever is big needs to go in the back. Whatever is little needs to go in the front. Things like that. So I probably should have did this first, but I'm going to need to do my little tissue paper thing in the back of the tote so that it looks cute or presentable or whatever. So I'm going to get the pink and I'm going to get the green, and I'm going to make just a cute little, not even cute, it's just very simple. And boom, it's done. And it looks nice and stuffed. Like the whole thing got something in it, but it's only at the top. But that's how you want it to look. Now, I should have done a longer foam board, but it still came out really nice. And this is me pushing the foam board down a little bit more. And boom. It is so cute. And this is definitely a cute little play on a Santa sack. So it's kind of like a Santa tote. Super cute. And I could have even stuffed a little miniature tote inside if that was for this individual. But I did not because it was not. So now we're going to complete the whole look with putting everything in a little cellophane bag. And then we're going to wrap it with a cute little, well, with a regular little present bow. Now, that's all I had was a little present bow, but I would have had a really cute bow to go with it. So, this is me. I was talking to my wife. I was showing her how it looked, and she loves Wicked, so she's all excited. So, this bag is for her, this tote bag. And she's all super excited when she sees it. But I'm telling her, like, girl, you know, this whole little get up ain't for you. It's just for mock-up purposes. And so she already knows, like, the tote is yours. It has your name on it. But everything else in here, it's not yours, boo-boo kitty. So I'm just going before I seal the bag, I'm making sure that all the tissue paper is looking nice and not bunched up or anything like that. Because we definitely need to show our best work. And then I'm going to get a piece of tape. That way I didn't have a rubber band. If I had a rubber band, I probably would have rubber banded it versus getting tape and wrapping it because that was something. So I had some packing tape and I'm just cutting it in half because it's a little too wide. And I'm going to gather that cellophane at the top and I'm going to do my best to wrap it around that gathered piece, so that it's just sticking together, so I can just put that bow on there. And boom, all cute, all done. Super cute. It is definitely a really cute spin on the Santa sacks, this little Santa tote. And so now we're going to get ready to do this little one, which shouldn't take as long as that first one, especially since now we done got the idea. I did this before when I did some Easter bags. I did, what did I call it? Easter egg hunt tote or something like that. And it came out super cute. I had a coloring book and pencils and, you know, some really cute candy. And at the end of it all, they were able to take everything out. And then they had like a little Easter egg hunting tote, which is super cute. I'm definitely bringing those back again this upcoming Easter. And if you're anything like me, Halloween time, my totes were a big seller. So all these little miniature totes, nobody was really, even the ones that had, I think I sold maybe like 3 little totes for the little taller kids. But other than that, nobody's really checking for them. They all wanted the big ones. And so I have a bunch of little mini totes all around. And so I was like, why not? That would be so cute to have like a cute little tote. And this is just for regular. That's why it doesn't have any, I tried to make something that's universal. So it doesn't have any Christmas theme, anything. It's just a regular image with a name. So like with the previous tote, I got a scrap piece of foam board and I just measured the foam board with the bag. And because I want to make sure that it's going to fit and it's not going to be too long. So I'm just going to take my little X-Acto blade and trim it down to size, lengthwise and widthwise. And then I'm pretty much going to do the same thing that I did with the other bag. Only this bag, I'm going to do the tissue paper first and then stuff everything else after. And then for the bow, I'm going to get one of my alligator clips and clip the bow on one of the handles, just like I did the little sanitizer. And again, we are going to pretend that the sanitizer has sanitizer in it and that image that I'm going to put on there. So I will definitely do a tutorial about that in the next video that I'm just going to like put on TikTok or whatever. So definitely stay tuned for that. And until next time, which is tomorrow, happy crafting.